I really think this is going to be a game changer. Hey guys, it's Epic. I hope you've had a fantastic 2024 so far. This is going to be our first video of the year. It is January 22nd, and I'd like to start out by talking to you about a piece of gear that I've been playing with for the last couple of days, and that is the Zero Pump from Fextail. It is, to my knowledge, the smallest micro pump that has ever come out on the market. Now, micro pumps are primarily used for blowing up camp pads and sleeping pads when you're out in the backcountry, or I guess even when you're car camping. I don't use them very often because I'm typically in a hammock, but when I am forced to go to ground or when I'm taking my AMOG drama hammock out, which depends on a sleeping pad for structure, that's when I use one of these. So for the last couple of years, I've been using this micro pump, also made by Fextail. This is the tiny pump, and it has been pretty awesome. However, this brand new model that they came out with, I think is really going to be a game changer. So let's take a look at the specs. The Zero Pump comes in at a length of 2.95 inches and a diameter of 1.02 inches. It weighs in at 1.2 ounces, but it should be noted that that's the weight of the pump without the battery. When you add the battery, it adds another 0.5 ounces, making the total weight about 1.7 ounces. Its claimed battery life is 25 minutes. This is opposed to the tiny pump, which comes in at a length of 2 inches and a diameter of 1.7 inches. It weighs in at 2.82 ounces and claims a battery life of 15 minutes. The tiny pump came with 5 nozzles, most of which I did not find compatible with any of my sleeping pads. However, the Zero Pump comes with 6 different nozzle adapters that are compatible with popular sleeping brands today, such as Thermarest, Climate, Nemo, Sea to Summit, Big Agnes, and Xped. I was also happy to find out that the pump had a nozzle that fit my AMOG drama sleeping pad, which was not even on this list. The pump makes a general claim for a 50-second fill time, but the website also breaks down individual claimed fill times for specific pads. On my personal fill test, I tested 2 different sleeping pads, my Xtherm Max, which I was able to fill in 1 minute and 26 seconds, and my Fuel from my AMOG Drama, which I was able to fill in 2 minutes and 19 seconds. The pump also has the ability to deflate your pads in roughly the same amount of time. Another unique feature of this pump is that the battery is accessible, unlike on the tiny pump. The Zero Pump comes with an RCR 123A battery that has a USB-C charging port directly on the battery. While I don't love having to remove my battery to charge my device, I don't find it to be a deal breaker. I also like being able to replace the battery with a fresh one if it happens to go bad. This pump is also marketed as a fire starting aid. Apparently it can be used as an electronic bellows to pump oxygen to a fire. I have not tested this feature, but if anybody decides to, please let me know how it goes. So all in all, I find this to be more user-friendly than even the last model. There's a couple things that are big improvements, one of which it's slimmer design and half the weight, so that's always great when you're trying to save weight in your pack. This one was always kind of bulky and awkward, and I never felt like there was a place where it truly belonged in my pack. This one, because of the slim design and low weight, I have no problem just throwing it in my fanny pack or throwing it in my hip belt pocket, and I'm content to have it there. The other thing that I like about this that's kind of a game changer is that with this one, the nozzles never quite fit securely over the nozzle of the sleeping pad, so you would kind of have to hold this on the entire time and wait for your sleeping pad to fill up. With this one, I can take one of these nozzles, I can simply stick it on the top, and then it locks onto the sleeping pad, and I can push the button and walk away for the next minute and a half or 2 minutes and do a couple other camp chores. So that was a nice feature. The other thing about this is that it comes with a lanyard, and they were showing on the website that people were kind of clipping it with a carabiner to their pack. This is a marketing thing. I don't think I would personally do that. I know me. I'm the guy that throws his pack off at the end of a long hike, and I'm afraid this is going to hit a rock or a tree or something like that. I'm going to break it, and then I'm not going to have any way to fill my sleeping pad for the next several days hiking. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like what we do, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you know when we make future content. You can also check us out on Instagram, support us on Patreon, and check us out on our new website for hiking articles and gear recommendations. Now get off your butts and go play outside.